Hi, my name is Matt Hodson. I have a certificate from the Forks Over Knives online cooking course. Forks Over Knives basically promotes a whole food, plant-based, no oil diet, which I have been eating since August 1st of this year, so for 7 days. And I thought that I would post a video showing how to make the Forks Over Knives stir-fry sauce. So they have a article on their website, how to stir-fry veggies, tofu, and more. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a recipe, all-purpose stir-fry sauce. This basic recipe makes enough for 4 cups of ingredients and can be used with any vegetable stir-fry combination. Feel free to doctor it up with half a teaspoon 5-spice powder or red pepper flakes, or a dash of hot sauce for even more flavor. So it calls for 1 tablespoon low sodium soy sauce, which I have right here, 2 teaspoons arrowroot powder, which I have right here, 1 teaspoon rice vinegar or distilled vinegar. I have rice vinegar right here, and 1 teaspoon pure maple syrup, which I have right here. And the directions are to stir together all ingredients in 3/4 cup water or vegetable broth, use immediately. So I have 3/4 cup water right here. So I'm going to go ahead and make the recipe. 1 tablespoon low sodium soy sauce, 2 teaspoons arrowroot powder, which I'm guessing is the thickener. There's 1 and 2. 1 teaspoon rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon pure maple syrup. Okay, then you just stir it up. Alright, so there it is. Gonna go ahead and pour it in here. And there you have it. Forks Over Knives, all-purpose stir-fry sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it in a stir-fry. Okay, so on the back burner here, I got some water boiling, and I got some boil in the bag brown rice. Basically, you just put the bag in the water for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, you got brown rice ready to eat. I'm going to make the stir fry in the front burner. Just going to put a little bit of water in the pan. Then I'm going to turn the heat on. A little under high, basically. Let the pan heat up. So I got everything ready to go right here. All the ingredients. This is called mise en place. So this is my mise en place right here. And according to the Forks Over Knives article, the first thing that should go in the stir fry is aromatics. Ginger, garlic, onion, shallots, bell peppers, and hot chilies, if using, are the first ingredients that should go into a stir fry. These get cooked 2 to 3 minutes with a little water or broth to soften them and mellow their pungency. So first I'm going to put in, now that the pan's hot, some garlic. Stir that around for a minute. Okay, so the water is already drying up. Need to add more water. Whole food, plant-based, no oil cooking, so stir fries basically using water instead of oil. Alright, next is the longer cooking vegetables. Carrots, cauliflower, winter squash, turnips, red or white cabbage, and mushrooms all have longer cooking times and should be added to stir fry right after the aromatics. Let's see, stir frying time 6 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put some mushrooms in there. Basically going to stir these while they're frying. That's why it's called stir fry. And as the water dries up, I will simply add a little bit more water. So that's the flame I'm using. Basically got it set right there. You can see it's already starting to dry up. Maybe a little bit more water. Next is quick cooking vegetables. Broccoli, bok choy, napa salad, zucchini, and all types of peas. Get added next, then stir fried until crisp tender, 3 to 4 minutes. So I got this stir fry blend. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree for $1. And go ahead and put that in now. And stir fry that for a few minutes. Now these are frozen, so they're going to have to thaw out for a minute, then get to the point of going to the next step. It's been 10 minutes on the rice, so it's done. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off and just let it sit in there until I'm ready to use it. So I got the vegetables cooking. Probably should have let them thaw out or use fresh vegetables. They should thaw out while they're cooking though. And with the vegetables, you don't really need to add water because since they're frozen, they kind of release water while they're cooking. So yeah, just kind of letting them thaw out and see if they'll crisp up a little bit. Next is the sauce. Stir fries to get their glistening, moist goodness from a savory sauce that's swirled in at the end of the recipe. Cooking time, 1 to 2 minutes. So here's the stir fry sauce I made at the beginning of the video. There's also a note in there that says it's a good idea to make the liquid you use hot too, so it doesn't cool the pan down when you pour it in. I didn't do that, so the pan probably just got cooled down a little bit, but it'll heat back up here in a little bit. Next is actually going to be some air fried tofu. Tender creamy tofu requires its own stir fry. It says to stir fry it separately, or you can air fry it then add it. And then it says add to the pre-cooked tofu cubes to the stir fry just after the sauce, then cook until heated through. So here's air fried tofu. Basically just take tofu out of a pouch, cut it into cubes, put it in the air fryer. I do 370 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, flipping halfway through. Let's go ahead and stir that in because it's starting to look really good. I'm just going to let that cook and stir it as needed. Alright guys, since I did use frozen vegetables but released a lot of water, I think I'm going to put some more arrowroot powder in it to try to thicken it up. Because the sauce is supposed to be pretty thick, like stick to the vegetables. It's not supposed to be like thin like that. You know what? I didn't even notice this before. This is the bottom of the container that the sauce was in. I think some of it settled on the bottom. That's probably why I need to add more arrowroot powder. So I just learned to make sure the sauce is mixed up literally right before you put it in the stir fry. So a little bit more arrowroot powder. This is my first time using that forks over knife sauce and basically following forks over knives guidelines for making a stir fry. So I'm still learning with the whole food stuff. So now I know for next time. Alright, this is almost done. Alright, so next, if I was adding noodles or grain, I would do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to serve this over the brown rice. So last is garnishes. Chopped scallions, aka green onions, fresh herbs, chopped peanuts, sesame seeds, and other garnishes go in at the last minute so they retain their fragrance, color, and crunch. I do have some green onions right here I'm going to put in. And yeah, see, the sauce is a lot thicker now. Give this a couple last stirs and it should be to go. I can plate it, take a bite, say that that is good, and finish the rest off camera. I'm going to go ahead and plate it. I got the brown rice right here. Just going to go ahead and just let it fall out of the bag and just move it around with my fingers. Well, the memory card stopped recording, so I had to empty the memory card and now I can record again. That's alright, it let the vegetables thicken up a little bit, so as you can see there's no liquid. So yeah, it's ready to go on top of the rice, and I guess I'm going to try to do it like this since I'm holding the plate with my left hand. So I'll have to make it look better for the picture, but yeah, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and get a picture, then a video taking a bite. Alrighty then, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite. That is good. So it probably could use a little bit of spice, maybe even some nutritional yeast. It does have a good flavor, but I'm used to like Indian food and Thai food with a bunch of flavor. So, and I like nutritional yeast. I put nutritional yeast in like everything. So, it has kind of like a cheesy flavor. Let's try that. Yep, maybe some Indian spice or some Thai spices, but yeah, my first whole food plant-based, no oil, forks over knife style stir fry over rice.